teach you how to, actually first, never mind that. I'm gonna tell you a bit about myself so that maybe you'd be able to relate to me, and maybe there's something in me that you can relate to. I was removed from my family when I was my birth mother. When I was 7 years old, I just turned 7, and luckily enough, I was adopted by those parents that I was moved to, right? Eventually, a few years later, right? I became a permanent ward, what's called a permanent ward. So in the adoption process, they there's things. Well, back then, I don't know what it's like now, but there's a certain procedure that happens, right? So the first thing was a permanent ward, which means like you're about to be adopted, and then there's this things that have to happen, I guess, and then eventually, you become adopted. So and then they have full control over all the decisions in your life, and they're your new mommy and daddy, right? And they make it legal. So in order to do that, there's different things I needed to do. But anyway, the permanent ward process began the beginning of a name change, right? So I became, this name, and then my new parents' last name. So that was the beginning process of the permanent ward. So my last name was changed, and then so that was grade 4, and then grade 5, I became fully adopted. Okay, so of course, with that there comes what brought me to talk to you today was how to transform that pain, right? How clowning helped me transform these subconscious memories was really fascinating, okay? I could be anything when I was a clown, right? When I am a clown, right? I'm thinking specifically about Costa Rica, when I was in Costa Rica clowning with Patch Adams. It was a humanitarian clown trip, right? So it was just absolutely amazing. And, I was able to transform pain by moving and playing and being silly and falling down and making mistakes and having fun with making the mistakes, right? It was really quite beautiful and fascinating. It was the first time I'd ever tried clowning in that aspect, but I was always a clown, right? I remember the first really clown thing that I did. I was with my new cousin, my new family, right? And there was another boy. He was actually a foster kid that my auntie and uncle had. And so the first clowning thing that I remember doing was I had this doll that my new mummy, of course I wasn't adopted yet, but it was like probably the first year, maybe the second year of being with my new mummy and daddy, and she had this doll carriage, and we were pushing it along, and the leg came off. In our playfulness, I don't know, whatever, the leg came off of this big doll. It was almost as tall as me, and then all of a sudden I made fun of it. Like, there's the leg, and I was just tossing around this leg, like, oh my god, like emphasizing. It was really funny, and I was making them laugh. They were laughing really, really quite hard at the playfulness as that I was just making fun of, that I just lost the leg of my doll, because we were fighting over it. I think we were fighting over this doll, and then it became quite a scene, quite a theatrical scene. So if you're in the position of adoption, or even adopting a child, there's many things that I would suggest, and one of them is, what's coming up for me right now is I'm gonna scratch that. I never really wanted to tell anybody, and for most of my life, I never told anybody that I was adopted. I didn't want to be the token adopted kid, right? I didn't want to be like, oh my God, she's adopted. Oh, and I didn't want that pity, and I didn't want to be singled out. I just want to be normal like everybody else. But I was never normal. I was always quite different, and introverted. Right, introverted. And I always watched people. I was very good at sensing people in their pain, and I'd always gravitate to the person that was, or the child, that was maybe a little different and maybe not accepted. But yeah, I never want to be the token adopted kid. And it served me, I guess, for a protection. I guess I developed that protection. I didn't want to be that token kid that everybody felt sorry for or treated differently. And I was embarrassed, right? It embarrassed me. It was painful, and I just didn't want to go there, right? So it took me years, probably in the last few years, I actually started really opening up about my adoption. Anyway. Yeah, anyway, that's that. Anyway, I wanted to jump on here. I'm gonna show you some really cool exercises that my teacher Ivan Koss taught me. He's a karate master, so I'm gonna teach you a karate move, how to energize your body. Okay, when you're feeling poopy, Ivan taught me this skill on how to energize your body. So we're gonna go there, and in a few minutes, I'm just gonna do a quick short and whatever, and then you can learn this, and just do it whenever you want. But anyway, I'm totally hungry. I'm intermittent fasting. So my words sometimes don't come out right because I'm hungry. So it's time to eat now. It's been like about 15 hours since I've eaten, and I'm going to enjoy my meal. But anyway, I'm going to finish my makeup, and then I'm going to do a quick video to show you this really cool trick that Ivan taught me. He's a karate master. So we'll see you next time. We'll see you in a bit, okay? Ciao for now.